What is going on, guys? It's your boy Nistro here, and Meruem's out. Meruem is out in Jump Force, and I got a chance to try him out, and I think he's really interesting. He might even be one of the best characters in the game. But let's get into that. First off, design. I love the design, although his face looks a little like babyish. Like if you look up close at his like frame, he looks sort of like childish. You know, it sort of looks like he's like fresh out the womb, which I guess you could say that he is if you know the Chimera arc, and that's my really only gripe with the design. If he is a baby, he is one buff baby right there. Ironically enough, we got Renji in the random select. I'm sorry, Renji, they still didn't fix you, but we have better characters now. So if you go into his ability list, right, look at King Strike, right, lowers opponent's mobility gauge upon impact, right. Temporary locks opponent's mobility gauge if it hits while powered up, right? So just like Hey, these two characters both sort of rely on powering themselves up to get more utility out of their moves. So King Strike, right? He sort of just leaps at you, and he can extend his combos with King Strike, right? And it does go into super. Its range is not bad. It is a sort of good mid-range move. It will sort of catch the opponent from quite a distance. It can't be this far, right? Wow, that's farther than I thought it was gonna go, but definitely not bad. All right, you get my point, right? It goes decently far, and it's a good combo starter, right? So you can also do three lights into it, so yeah. So again, it will lower the opponent's mobility gauge upon impact, and if it's powered up, right, so that means if you use the I am hungry and then you use checkmate, mobility gauge is unusable, and you would know that you've got your mobility gauge unusable because it has the 2 on there as well, which it just went down to 1. But I guess it's a pretty quick effect. It's not something like immediate. I mean, that's gonna linger very long, but it's still something to think about, right? Like he can temporarily lock mobility gauge, so you can just come in for one of these and then, you know, go into super, so you can't really escape out of it, which is sort of fun, right? Next off, your I am hungry, right? You get an attack buff. Attack buff in Jump Force. That sounds fair. Especially if you mix it up with like Awakening and shit. That sounds fair. And I do like the way that he sort of just flies up as well. Now, he did lose the attack buff halfway through the combo, but that is like 75%. That is a good 75% you can do pretty easy with just 2 bars. After you get that power up, right? Just 2 bars in freaking Awakening meter. So my own Awakening gauge is going to increase if I do that, right? If I do it twice, right? So yeah, pretty cool move and pretty useful move as well. And then his last move, I think, is the best one.
その時、まさに閃光と等しい速度でメルエムの円が宮殿の周囲を照らした。
His last move is his end, right? Where he teleports next to you and then just like chops you in the back of the neck, you know, like don't take it personally. Really fun move. It lowers the ability for them to gain ability gauge if you do this while powered up. Now here's the thing, right? You see how I can do it from like right here, right? It has pretty decent range, right? And it goes pretty far, which means that if I'm around the mid-range, which is pretty much around here, right? Which is sort of where you don't want to throw a projectile, but you sort of do if it's like fast enough. I can just, like, that is like immediate. That hits you like almost immediately, right? So if I catch you in the middle of a move, that's it. That's it. Your move's done. I can just play like this. I can just keep on running, waiting for you to do something. I don't have to approach you. Right? And then if you really just want to sit there and press guard, I can command grab you. Get a free power up. And then, again, he can also combo after this as well, right? So, you know, you can do it and bring out support, but the support's still going to be right next to you. So the support's still going to be where you teleported from if you activate the support too early. But if you wait, you can bring out support even after they get hit, which means you can still extend your combos. And look at that. That's just free. That was just 40%. Right now, you know, again, I could have activated Bakugo a little later, but still, it's like, look at that. For 3 bars, I get like 30%. That's free. He can still get you, even if you're in the air. That is ridiculous, bro. He can catch you while you're in the air, and then he can continue to combo after that, right? So optimally, you want to catch people in the ground. Right? Jumping in this game is garbage. I just need to state that. Jumping in this game is absolute garbage. There's nothing like Storm, where in Storm you can jump to avoid almost anything, right? Jump. If one jump doesn't work, double jump avoids it, right? And that's usually how it works in Storm. In this game, jumping is so situational and so garbage, you have to know what you're doing to jump properly, or else most moves are still going to catch you when you try to jump. There is no double jump. There is no real legit way to jump. Unless you have a super in the air that has some type of armor like Bakugo, you're pretty screwed when you jump. So do not jump in Jump Force. That is, it's sort of like Street Fighter. Like, don't jump in Street Fighter unless you know what you're doing. Don't jump in Jump Force unless you know what you're doing. Meruem is someone that you're really gonna have to be careful around. It's really interesting how they made this character like so good. Now, he doesn't have any air combos or anything crazy like that, like freaking Bakugo does. His normal hits are pretty aren't anything too special. His down, it sends him like a range, and then his up combo sort of makes it look like he has cool air combos, but just like with Hay, not really a thing. And his grab, despite it not looking like it, his grab does go into super. You see, I was able to cancel like immediately. It goes into super. So that means you know, when your opponent's mobility meter is low, he can lower the opponent's mobility meter and then grab into super? What? Now, because I wasn't awakened there, it didn't do much, but imagine I was awakened. Yeah, that does around a good 50%. 50 to 55%. That's real solid. Just being able to, like, sort of manipulate your opponent in small ways and then sort of like go in for the kill when they least expect it. That's what Meruem's good at, and I feel like playing with Meruem is going to evolve the way that Jump Force is played. I just absolutely love the way this character is designed. He probably could have used a projectile, but with this, he doesn't need a projectile. Fuck that, right? Fuck this whole black hole spam, right? Oh, well, I could have done that better, right? Meruem will catch you and he will fuck you up. Just look at the way he's looking at the camera. He's so mad. What are you so mad about? What are you so mad about, man? Humans aren't that bad. You don't have to kill me. You don't have to kill my family. You don't have to take over the world. He didn't have to kill the... Well, I don't want to spoil anything about Hunter x Hunter if anyone's still watching. Support move, right? So, Kakashi, right? Usually I use Piccolo here, right? So... Piccolo would extend for me there, but Meruem just runs up and just fades the damn guy, and you still get the lowered, what is it now? Is it lowered Awakening Dodge? It's the, yeah, lowered opponent's mobility gauge upon impact. So he can lower their mobility gauge and stop them from being, so if they only have a little left, he can probably stop them from being able to teleport from the second half of the combo, right? Right, so Lightning Blade, bring out Meruem, clips him, and the mobility cover is going to be weak. So the reason why that's so good is because when I do that with Kakashi, people usually have end up gaining a little bit of mobility meter by the time I get into the second half of the combo, where I'm resetting and I'm doing those heavy attacks again. People usually have the ability to teleport out by that time. But with Meruem, who stops the opponent from gaining more mobility meter, it'll be perfect for for continuing on the combo, right? So Meruem can be a good combo extender and can also be crazy for changing the way the game is played, because I can go into more heavies without having to worry about my opponent getting the small amount of mobility meter needed to teleport out of the combo, which is pretty cool, right? Now, I was trying this out yesterday, and I'll try to see if I can get it going today, right? So, as I was saying in the Hey video, when Kakashi awakens, his Lightning Blade becomes different, right? I'm pretty sure if you play Jump Force, you know it by now, right? Now, Piccolo is actually able to clip the opponent if you bring him out right after you see Kakashi flip over the blade. If you bring him out right in the middle of that animation, if you hold L2 in the middle of that animation, Piccolo actually shoots the special beam cannon in the air, and then Kakashi can dash forward and then continue comboing on, right? Now, that's the whole thing about Kakashi, where after he awakens, he becomes a little harder to use simply because of this. But if you time Meruem correctly, right? If you time Meruem correctly, you can sort of get him. You can get the opponent right as they're flying away. I promise you, if you do this, yes, we caught him. You see, right there, we caught him at the end of Kakashi's combo. Now, if I would have knew that was going to happen, I could dash up and get another combo, or I can combo into super, or, you know, if you time it right, you know, again, it all depends on how you play the character, but, you know, you can still do a lot of other things with Meruem, other than, you can still use him in a lot of cool ways, even when he's not being played. So I think Meruem's going to be a really strong character, and I think something that you should watch out for if you are going to continue playing Jump Force, which I know is probably about 20 of you, but I digress. I'm hoping to see some really interesting people, you know, bring Meruem to his full potential. I'm gonna do a few videos on my own once I get up my PlayStation Plus up and working again. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed. This has been your boy, Sir Nistro, commander of the robotic unit. Let me know what you guys think about Meruem below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I want an honest answer, Booth. Give it. In your personal opinion, do you believe there's a chance that these intruders could best me?